There we go. Perfect. All right. I'm just going to mute you girls in case we have kids coming in and screaming. So I just really wanted to get together today. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you a little bit more how to use the JBT Facebook page. And I just really wanted to talk a little bit more about meal planning and meal prepping and how it can really benefit, especially when we're busy mums. So, and I just want to give you guys some tips and tricks that I use that I hope you guys will find beneficial as well for the next 8 weeks. Now, the reason I created the group chat was I think it's really important to have a community of people. I think it's really cool that we're all girls in that group too, because I think it's even more important for women to have a support network around them, especially when we're doing something that is changing our life a little bit. As the shred, hopefully we'll lose a little bit of weight, get a bit more energy, and be able to do some more quality time with our children and things like that. So I'm just going to share my screen. Share. So this is the Facebook page. So this is a group page. Now, obviously, you guys are already plugged into this, so you will probably understand it, but you can see there that there's lots of posts from all sorts of different people, not only people like yourselves that are clients, but actual people like me who run the business as well. And there's lots of tips and tricks in there. This video here, the measurements video, is a really important one to make sure you've watched before you do your measurements. And it'll just give you a little bit more clarity around doing that. So we want to be doing those either Sunday or Monday. Now, if you go over here, obviously it's a little bit different on your phone. But over here, you go to your Files tab. And if you click on there, all your files are in there. So our shred approved recipes from all the recipe books, one of our team members has actually put it into one easy cookbook for us. So that makes life a whole lot easier. And it's got everything that you need as far as cookbooks and the 30-day challenges, which is a really good, they're really good to do as well while you're doing the shred, I think, because it's really about, I see the shred as not only about our physical health, but I think it's really important that we work on our mental and our spiritual health as well while we're doing those 8 weeks. I think that's really important to cover all that. So I just really wanted to show you how to click into there. You can, once you're in, you can download these files so they're on your computer. And I'll also, if you want, just let me know in the group chat, but I can actually tag you so you can purchase the hard copy as well. So you can actually have someone print them and bind them for you so you can have them in your kitchen. I find the hard copies better for myself. But yeah, that's an option for you as well. There's lots of other things like videos, people share about their food. In your photos guide, there's also your workouts and the mindset series, which is really important. You can see winners from previous shreds, all that sort of stuff. So there's some really, really cool stuff in the group. I really suggest that you go and have a really good look at it. Get involved, comment on some things, post your own photos if you want to. It's just a really, I think that's a bigger community that plugging into can really help keep you accountable, as well as our own little group chat for our shred. So I'll just stop sharing that. So our measurements are super important, and the reason the measurements are super important is because that's going to give us the biggest indicator as to how you may have gone on the shred. Sometimes, we see numbers on the scale and as much as it's nice to see them drop, sometimes they don't drop as far as we probably would like, but the measurements are actually going to give us more of an idea of what you've lost. It's also the photos. I know they're awful to take and keep, but they're super important because when we get to the end of the 8 weeks, that's going to show us the real difference as to how you've gone with your 8-week shred. All right. So as awful as the photos are, don't stress. They're only for you and me to see. We're not going to share them in the group or anything like that. But it's just important for us to take those photos so we can really have a look at the end of the 8 weeks. And I hope that you're all going to go, wow. So that's why our photos and our measurements are super important. as I said, check out that video. I have actually posted the link in the group chat if you just need some clarity around that. It's only 5 measurements. It's super easy. You only need a dressmaker's tape. That's all you need. So as far as meal planning goes, it depends on what's going on in your house. So I truly believe that when we've got houses with families in it, we're not going to do the short order cook thing. We're not cooking one thing for you and something separate for the rest of the family, okay? And I think it's really important to look through the guide and work out what's going to suit your family best. Now, I know I had a conversation with Sal. She doesn't like seafood, and that's totally okay. Neither do I. I don't eat any fish either. So what we look at is we look at other options that we might be able to use. So obviously chicken's a great one. I still think red meat's important at least once a week, just to make sure that we keep those iron levels up and keep our husbands happy, because that's important. And just really try and look at things that might be able to be used for more than one meal. So things like the super green corn fritters, you can use those for all 3 meals, as well as put them in lunch boxes for kids and husbands. So that's a really great one to start. And I think when we do things like that, I always think about the lunch box as well, because I used to have lunch with me all the time. And I love, in the recipe guides, there's a wholesome kids book. And they're kid recipes, but there's some really great stuff that's easy to chuck into lunch boxes that's nutritious as well. So that's the first bit. The next bit is that most people struggle with when they're healthy eating is snacking. Do you girls struggle with snacking? Yes. Okay, so you need to prepare yourself, all right? So there's a few things in the JBT guide that you can use that are healthy recipes, and it's important to prepare them before and take them with you. So even if you're only going to, say, the supermarket, but you think, I might be there for like an hour, take something with you, all right? Chuck it in your handbag, whether it's a piece of fruit, whether it's a bit of like the clean LCM slice, if it's a shake, whatever it is, just make sure you've got something with you, so that if you do get a little bit peckish, you can go, I can have that to satisfy me till I get home. When you live out of town, it's important to also prepare yourself so that you're not getting into that trap of, I'll just grab something in town, all right? There's also some really like cheap stuff that you can do for snacks. Popcorn with nothing on it, organic popcorn's a great one, and you can chuck it in kids' lunch boxes as well. That you can get chocolates as well. They're cacao chocolates in the health food section at the supermarket. If you feel like you're going to have a sweet craving, that's a good one. I've also nuts, dried fruit, things like that. Fresh fruit's good, obviously. So there's lots and lots of different options. You don't just have to eat celery sticks and hummus for the shred, all right? I promise you. I've also got, I'm actually a cookbook fiend, so I've got a million cookbooks. So I'm going to share some recipes that aren't in the guide that you can use throughout the shred as well, okay? So they're probably the 2 main points as far as food goes. I don't want you girls to stress too much about exercise, all right? Exercise is important. It's super important. But the rule is 80% diet, 20% exercise. Now, we're all mumming around after kids. We're getting enough exercise. If we can really knuckle down onto that diet, that's going to really, really help you to get results, okay? I've also got, I've actually got the, I don't know if you girls have seen it, it's called the Body Boss Guide. And it's 3 HIIT workouts a week. So I'm going to share those into our group page as well. This is extra. This is not anything else that any other shredders are getting, but it's a really intense workout that you can do if that's what you're into. And you can do it at home. They're like, I think they're 24-minute workouts or something with warm up and cool down. So they're really short, but high intensity. So they're really, really great. And it's only 3 a week. I think that's about all I need to talk about so far. If you are going to sit down and meal plan, there's actually, in the main JBT guide, there's actually meal plans in the back that you can read. Okay, so that might give you an idea as to what you might like to make for the week. Now, my tricks as mums, because we all know that between 6:30 and 8:30 is the goddamn witching hour, where our children turn even more feral than they already are. So my tip is cook your dinner in the afternoon. If you're going to just cook every single day, if you're not going to plan for the whole week, cook your dinner in the afternoon when everyone's sitting in front of the TV and happy, and you can just microwave it when you're ready. For me, I do it when Ryder has her afternoon sleep. So I prepare everything. It's all ready to go. She wakes up from her sleep. It doesn't matter if she wants to go to bed at 7:30 or 9:30 and she feeds for 2 hours. Everything's already there, ready to go. All right? My other tip is use your freezer. Buy in bulk and use your freezer. So I got a bag of apples this week. I cut them up, put 4 apples into each freezer bag and chucked them in the freezer. I can puree them up later when she's ready for hard food. I can puree them up there. I can use them for smoothies. I can use them in recipes if I want to, in stews, things like that. Use your freezer. Buy a big 10-pack of chicken breasts and divvy them out to what would suit your family and freeze the rest. And then you put them into portion sizes, so you just grab one out and that's dinner. Grab one out, that's dinner. Does that make sense? Yeah? Cool. I'm just going to unmute you both and see if you have any questions.
I'm good.
Good?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Good. Was that some useful information for you to start with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So there's a few staple things that I would suggest is on your shopping list if it's not already for the shred. So the first one is nuts. Nuts are a great way to get some healthy fats into you. And there's so many varieties, whatever suits you. I love cashews, they're my favorite. And I also cook with them to make raw slices. Almonds are also good, things like that. Trail mixes, just make sure you read the pack if you're going to buy a trail mix to make sure there's no additives in there. But things like that are really, really good. Non-dairy milks. Sorry, I'm just like going off the top of my head here. I didn't write this bit down, but I knew it was important. Non-dairy milk. So I use almond milk. You can use coconut milk if you like, rice milk if you like, whatever suits you. The thing with dairy is, now I believe we still should eat some dairy, but when we're shredding, when we think about milk, how fast does a calf grow? They're pretty fast, right? So that's what their milk a cow's milk is designed for, to grow a calf really fast. So we want to try and limit that down because of its high fat content, all right? So that's why almond milk's a great one, or coconut milk if you like that. There's all sorts of different ones. Again, when you go to the supermarket, read the packaging to make sure it's as pure as you can get, okay? Lemon or any sort of citrus is really good. I know, Tegan, you and I had a conversation about lemon water today, but lemon, if you can put it in your water, is really good. It helps to alkalize your body. Another good one is grapefruit. If you can juice up a grapefruit in the morning and drink that instead of lemon water, it's going to give you the same effect. It's going to help start that digestive system and help to alkalize your body. All right?
Yeah.
Turn it off.
The other one is greens. So green vegetables. These are really super important. I try and have green vegetables of some description in all 3 meals of my day. So whether that's spinach in a smoothie for breakfast or celery or you name it, there's so many green vegetables out there that you can use, and try and aim to have them breakfast, lunch and dinner. All right?
Yep.
And you'll be surprised what you can add them into. It's crazy when you think about it. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3. I can't even think of what the 5th one is anyway. but it doesn't matter because they're the 4 main ones that we need, right? Now, breakfast is super important. So I know that it's really, really tricky, especially as mums, to get breakfast in, but I really want you girls to focus on having breakfast like a king, all right? That's why I'm saying we need to prepare ourselves in advance to try and get that breakfast in. Tegan's shaking her head. I'm not sure if it's at a kid or at me.
My husband's just saying breakfast like a king, bacon and eggs in bed, and he's yipping over here.
Hey. I didn't say the king had a servant. You've got to make your own. So breakfast is really important. Try and prepare yourself beforehand. The little sachets, I'm not sure if you girls eat oats. I really like oats for breakfast or porridge for breakfast. If 90-second sachets, perfect. Easy breakfast, right? There's also things like overnight oats that you can do, chia puddings that you can do for breakfast. As I said, the super green fritters that are in the JBT guide, you can make them in advance and just have them in the fridge. You can eat them cold or chuck them in the microwave, whatever suits you. Smoothies are awesome for breakfast. I love having a smoothie for breakfast, and it's super easy because I can literally take it with me wherever I go. So and really try and think outside the box. I really want you girls to enjoy eating, and I really want you to enjoy preparing this food, because if you enjoy it, you're going to continue it after the 8 weeks. And that's the whole idea, is we want to create something that's sustainable for you so you can keep the weight off that you get off and keep tracking along. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, I'm going to probably wrap this up very shortly. I'm actually going to unplug this weekend. I'm having all of Saturday and some of Sunday with no phone at all, so I'm very excited about it. But I will be back Sunday afternoon. So if you are writing out what you're going to plan for the week, try and share it in the group. I'm going to let everyone else know in there as well. Share it in the group and bounce off one another. Say, I'm going to make this or I'm going to make that, all right? And if you do get stuck with preparing in before Monday, I will be back Sunday, and I'm happy to help anybody that needs it, all right? Cool. Any questions?
So what day do we start?
What was that? Sorry, Sal?
Do we start Monday?
You can start Monday. The official date is Sunday. The start date. But so you can, when I say start, you can either take your photos on Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care. I'll probably do mine on Monday. But I'm going away for the weekend too, so Monday's going to suit me better. Yeah. And remember, when you do your photos, you need to have an actual hard copied newspaper, so to do your photos with, or something with that date on it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Yeah, I've sort of already made some better choices and started a bit slow. It won't be so hard. And then I failed probably last night and went and had bread and pasta at the golf club for tea, and I was so sick when I came home, and I was like, see, this is why you don't do it.
And you know what? That's why I created the group as well, because when we have a bad day, and I'm not perfect by any means, I sat down and ate 3 peanut butter cups in a row today, right? So, but the whole point is that when we have a bad day, we go, I've had a really shit day, but tomorrow I'm going to be better, and we hold each other accountable for that. Okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you got anything, Tegan, that you want to ask or no?
No, I think I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So I actually have a special book that I'm going to write down all of your measurements and everything, and I've written down all your goals in there as well. So when we get to our one-on-one chats, I'm actually going to have that book with me, and I can say to you, if you feel like, you know, this is too hard, blah, 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 I'm going to say, no, these were your goals. This is what we're working towards, and keep you on track to where we're going.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, so good to see you both.
Yes, you too. It's been ages.
Yeah, so exciting. I've got girls from all over the countryside doing this with me, so it's pretty cool.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
girls. I'm
good.
going to leave you to your Friday evening, sorry. And
I need to go and put my kids to bed.
yeah, go and put him to
I'm childless.
bed. Nice one.
It's like I've just got Carrie and that's it. No other kids. It's so nice.
How good is that?
We have
Very
Hunter's
good.
second birthday party tomorrow, so I'm going to be up really late trying to get organised for that.
Well,
Oh,
at least pour yourself a glass of wine while you do it anyway.
Because there will be multiple.
Very good. All right, girls. Well, I'll talk to you all very, very soon.